Hi, my name is Mac McKean. I'm a software engineer by training and trade. Been in the industry for about 15 years. I've managed a code library with hundreds of thousands of lines of code and 50 or so active and archived projects. Now, I've seen a lot of improvements in the tools for development and testing, especially in powerful and comprehensive IDEs. We have Eclipse, NetBeans, IBM Rational, Microsoft Visual Studio, just to name a few. But to get projects done under budget and on time is still a very difficult task. That's why I'm so excited about this test dev automation software that we're going to demonstrate. Now, before we really get into the demonstration, there's a few myths about software development that we need to address that really will show the true ROI of this solution. First, development environments are easily configured. Developers can put together complex environments with web servers, application servers, database systems in little or no time, so they can jump right in and begin coding. 2, developers quickly admit to bugs identified by customers or testers and can easily track where their application breaks down. 3, contractors bill for the exact amount of time worked in a development effort and not a penny more. 4, browser-based applications don't need much testing. If it works in one browser, it works in all browsers. 5, developers spend most of their time programming, while testers spend most of their time testing. These are just 5 of the myths that are common in development environments. What does this really mean? What it means is that when you do have a working development environment, it is a much more valuable asset to your company than you probably think. Multi-tier development environments can get very complex, and in a typical web application, you have databases, you have LDAP servers, you may have application servers, web servers, you may have integrated mail environments, and to add to that complexity, you have browsers with different operating systems and all the different development tools that you need for your developers. This can easily create 10, 15 different complex configurations or machines that a developer needs for his development effort. Now, this solution you're about to see captures this complete development environment and saves it as a virtual configuration of virtual machines. In this solution, a developer or tester checks out a complete environment. Then when a second developer or a tester needs to get into this environment, he can check out his own set of virtual machines with the same IP address and MAC addresses, same configurations as all the other developers. Now, we have special software that fences off these identical systems, while we use Delta Disk technology to save on disk space. Alright, now let's take a look at the solution.
Welcome to VMware Lab Manager, the leading virtual lab automation solution, enabling rapid setup and teardown of multi-machine configurations for software development and test teams. With VMware Lab Manager, it's fast and easy to provision complex systems on demand with just a few mouse clicks. At the heart of VMware Lab Manager is a shared image library. Each entry in the library is a configuration. A configuration is defined as the complete set of interconnected virtual machines needed to run a given software system, even if that software system spans multiple servers. Configurations can replicate, for example, the production environment for a business application, or the environment in which a key customer has deployed a software system. As an example, the web store configuration shown here is an e-commerce application with 4 interconnected machines, consisting of application, database, web servers, and a client system. Each machine has operating system, server, and application software as appropriate, and can even include test data. Let's check out this configuration to our workspace. We will use it to run tests against a new build of the web store application. The library entry is read-only, so any changes we make to our working copy under a new name will not impact the clean copy in the library. After naming our configuration, we are now ready to deploy it on the shared server pool. With only a few mouse clicks, we have gone from browsing the library of configurations to a deployed system that is ready for use in seconds. Clicking on the thumbnail opens up the console view, which allows you to control each virtual machine in the web store configuration. Move the mouse inside the console and Lab Manager will redirect keyboard and mouse inputs to the virtual machine, so you can start applications and use the system directly from your web browser. Lab Manager can also display all consoles at once on the same page. This is very helpful if you need to see multiple consoles at the same time. For example, you could copy the latest web store build to the application server, interact with the system using a browser in the client machine, and immediately see the impact in the database tier. Now let's take a closer look at the configuration details. VMware Lab Manager provides full control over all virtual machines in our configuration. For example, you can turn on or off individual machines, take snapshots of a running system, or revert back to a clean state after doing some testing work. You may also add additional machines as needed, for example, a load balancing or single sign-on server, or another client system. With Lab Manager, it only takes a few mouse clicks to accomplish what is otherwise a time-consuming and tedious hardware provisioning and software configuration task. What if you need to create an entirely new configuration to develop or test a distributed software system running on multiple machines? Lab Manager lets you import existing virtual machine images or create new configurations from scratch. Creating a new configuration is easy. You simply give it a name and add machines using predefined templates to assemble precisely the configuration you need. Let's go back to our web store example and assume we have found a defect in the web store application. Normally, you would file a bug report and hope the person investigating the problem can reproduce it. Often, that is not possible given the differences between environments. Rather than describing the system setup and the steps to recreate the problem, with Lab Manager you can simply capture the configuration to the library in precisely its current state. Other developers can now check out the configuration to their own workspace for bug fixing, testing, and QA. Lab Manager has a unique live link feature to help share configurations with others on your team. A live link URL points to a configuration in the library that can be entered into a bug report or sent in an email, allowing the recipient to access the configuration with a single mouse click. When other users log on to Lab Manager to open the live link URL, they're presented with a configuration they can now deploy. What if yet another developer joins the team to help debug a very complex problem? Normally, you would encounter a network conflict if the same machine is deployed multiple times. Lab Manager knows when a configuration is deployed more than once and creates a fenced network for each instance, providing automatic network address translation that enables multiple users to deploy the same set of machines simultaneously without having to modify network settings. VMware Lab Manager allows you to create, capture, and share multi-machine configurations. Stop wasting hours provisioning machines and start automating your development and test labs with VMware Lab Manager.
Now that you've seen the core Lab Manager part of our solution, and other aspects of our turnkey solution include storage, powerful Intel Nehalem equipped servers, a pre-configured development environment to support your Visual Studio Rational, Oracle, and JBoss development. More benefits include file shares with automatic backup every 15 minutes with self-service recovery by any tester or developer. If you're interested in learning more about, you can arrange for a demo and a discussion. What people like most is our role-play format, where we simulate a complete end-to-end development and testing cycle followed by some Q&A. We are targeting to do these 1 hour and 15-minute sessions on odd number Fridays. Thanks for your time. Remember, delivering great software on time and on budget can be fun.